Hello everybody, my name is V. I live in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina with my dog, my cat, and my boyfriend. And my goal is to one day be a full-time mom, wife, and homemaker. But right now I am training for that. So in this video, we are going to be restocking some household staples, which I have found pre-making things like this in advance is really, really helpful to keep everything running. In this first clip, I am making taco seasoning. My boyfriend and I eat a good amount of ground beef because I just feel like there's so much you can make with that. And obviously, tacos is one of those things. So in this clip, I am making some homemade taco seasoning that we can use for dinner, I don't know, whenever, at some point in the week. I also make my own Italian seasoning, my own Cajun seasoning, and I have like an Indian spice blend too that I make. If you want me to make maybe a short on the exact recipes I use for this stuff, then let me know in the comments. I will do my best to respond to everybody that I can. Thank you so much for the engagement. Stocking up on household staples is essential for running an efficient and stress-free home as a homemaker because it ensures you're always prepared for your daily needs, unexpected guests, or emergencies. Having a well-stocked pantry and supply closet minimizes last-minute trips to the store, saves time and money by allowing you to buy in bulk or during sales, and helps maintain a smooth routine. It also provides peace of mind knowing that your household can function comfortably even during disruptions like weather, illness, or busy weeks. I know I personally have a lot of busy weeks, so pre-making things like this ahead of time is a huge help because then once it is time to cook up lunch or dinner or something like that, I have the staples already pre-made. Also, friendly reminder that you can always repurpose jars and Old Spice jars for new things. This used to have bay leaves, now I'm putting taco seasoning in it, and it's literally just as easy as ripping off the label, and that way you don't have to buy a new container. Next up, I always have some kind of sweet treat on hand. I am definitely kind of a sugar addict, so I make sure that I always have something to snack on after a meal. This is a sourdough chocolate cake that ended up being so delicious with a funfetti frosting. Another thing I like to keep in stock is jam that I make myself. It's super easy to make your own jam. It's literally just berries, of whatever flavor it is that you want, lemon juice, sugar, mash that up, boil it, and let that simmer for a bit, and you have jam pretty much. I love raspberry jam, so this is what I am making here. Homemade jam offers several benefits, both practical and nutritional. First, it allows you to control the ingredients, avoiding excessive sugar, artificial preservatives, or additives commonly found in store-bought versions. You can customize flavors and sweetness levels to suit your taste or dietary needs as well. Homemade jam often uses fresher, high-quality fruit, which can enhance both flavor and nutritional value. Additionally, making jam at home can be more cost-effective, especially when using seasonal or homegrown fruit, which I don't have homegrown fruit. I hope to one day, but for now, it is store-bought fruit. It's also a satisfying creative process that can become a cherished tradition or even a thoughtful homemade gift. All right, while we wait for this jam to boil, I'm going ahead and start my little thrift haul. So first I got these ice cube things. So, we have an ice cube maker in our fridge, but I like making flavored ice cubes and stuff sometimes, like, to put in iced coffee or whatever. So I thought that would be fun. I got this crock-pot cookbook. I'm really excited about that. If it will focus, that would be great. There we go. This little apple slicer thing. An egg slicer. I had one of these growing up and I loved it. I got this little sauce canister I thought was cute. And this is what I'm most excited about, actually. I got, it's a little dirty, but my first real big cast iron skillet for like $7. I'm super excited to start working with it. I haven't really done a lot of it before. We have like a mini one, but I never got a like big one, and I've never worked with them, so I really want to start learning though, so I'm super excited. And then last but not least, I got this little, it's a bee. It's for keeping honey. I thought it was so cute. Let me see if I can get the wrapping off and show y'all. Yeah, that's better. Look at that. The little bee. I'm so excited to put honey into this. And yeah, I think that's it. Yep, that was all I got. So I got all that for like 25 bucks. It was great. At this point, my jam had boiled, so I turned the heat down and let that simmer for a little bit. And after it cools off, all you need to do is pop it in your jar and then pop it in the fridge, and you have your super delicious homemade jam. I also ended up adding some to that funfetti frosting on top of the chocolate cake, which made a really, really good addition. This is so delicious. The next staple I like to keep on hand is my own homemade tomato sauce. I mean, yes, I do use canned diced tomatoes and canned tomato paste. I don't grow my own tomatoes. Again, I want to at some point, but I'm not quite there yet. Remember, it is homemaker in training, not fully fledged expert homemaker. But making your own homemade sauce, again, it's just better nutritionally. You can pick and choose what flavors you want. I like to use fresh basil in it because that just adds a whole nother level of flavor. And just like with the jam, you can tailor it to taste and your dietary needs. Whether that means using fresh herbs, reducing the salt, making it spicy or mild. It's typically also healthier than store-bought versions and just boosts the flavors and nutrients. Homemade sauce is also cost-effective, especially when tomatoes are in season or homegrown. Like I said, I don't grow them myself, but I want to at some point in the future. And it also keeps pretty well in the fridge. I find that this does last for quite a bit, and it's a very, very versatile base for many meals. Like, I ended up making like a chicken parm and pasta thing with this later for dinner that night. We also used red sauce with meatballs and, here I'm also adding my own homemade Italian seasoning, which is also super easy to make by yourself if you just have the right ingredients on hand. And if you haven't noticed, I'm a little bit of a messy cook, so I apologize for these sauces spilling over the pan. Anyways, for Italian seasoning, the common ingredients are basil, oregano, marjoram, thyme, rosemary, and sage. Some variations also include parsley, garlic powder, or red pepper flakes. And you can pretty much mix these in equal parts or adjust based on your personal preference. And I like to add a good amount of that into my red sauce for that yummy Italian flavor. Now, while that red sauce is simmering on the stove for at least 2 hours, I decided to go ahead and make some yogurt as well. This is something I make at least once a week, and it's literally so easy. And the cool thing about it is once you make one batch of yogurt, then you literally never have to buy yogurt again, because you'll essentially use a piece from your previous batch to make the next batch. Personally, I just prefer plain yogurt, but you can totally add in fruits, sugar, or whatever else you'd like to it. That's the nice thing about making things homemade, is that it is so customizable to your preferences, dietary needs, and all of that. I am also running out of granola, so I'm probably going to make that as well, but not in this video quite yet. I like to leave mine in the oven with the oven light on overnight, and so the next morning it should have this kind of thick yogurty consistency. And then once you cool it off in the fridge, it's pretty much done. Last but not least, I love having fresh orange juice on hand. Once you go to fresh orange juice, you can never go back to store-bought. But I like to keep some of this on hand for breakfast in the mornings. And those are some of our household staples. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.